Hello ladies, welcome to Ladies First. My name is Miss Hindzz and today I have two special guests with me. The first one is Mariah Idrissi, who is the first hijabi model and a public speaker. And I also have with me Ramla Tyrow, who used to be on Backchat, but now she is a beautiful actress. Welcome to the show, guys. So I just wanted you guys to talk a bit about what you've been doing and stuff like that. The first time I saw you, Maria, was obviously I met you beforehand, like at an event and stuff. And then the first time I saw you actually doing something and being in action was as a first hijabi model. And I saw the H&M campaign. I was just like, oh my God, I know this girl. And it was just such a proud moment for me because I don't think I've ever seen a hijabi model in the westernized culture before. Like I've seen it on Arab countries and Arab shows and stuff like that. And I was just like, this is just amazing. Did you think that once you did that, it was going to take off the way it has and get you so many other opportunities and stuff like that?
No. So like, just a little background. I was scouted in a shopping centre. I wasn't trying to be a model. It just happened. And then from that opportunity, obviously when the whole campaign came out, it blew up. And I didn't expect that either. I didn't expect anything. So yeah, I just like, has milked it, you know.
Did they tell you, like when they casted you, did they tell you like how much of a big deal it was going to be, how they were going to like headline it and promote it?
Nothing. I went in there like completely ignorant because I wasn't in that industry. I didn't have a clue what I was signing, what I was doing. It's just I trusted obviously the casting director Coralie, and yeah, it was literally just gonna do a shoot. No one expected it. She didn't expect it. She would have given me the heads up if she knew what was to come. No one expected the noise that would have come from that campaign. And again, like I didn't know what I was getting into.
So when did you realize, like, oh my God, wait, why are people like reaching out to me all the time? What's going on? Like, am I a big deal now? What's happening?
When
did you realize that?
Literally the day it came out, I had Instagram and it was private. Like I had no followers. It was just close friends, family. And when I kept getting so many people trying to add me, I was like, what's going on? What? Because I didn't think anyone would even notice me in the advert. I felt like I was like a little extra. So
they really pointed it out. They really made it. I thought the campaign was only you at one point.
In the Middle East, I had like phone calls from Dubai saying, oh, we want to know what H&M's hijab line is going to look like. And I was like, hijab line? I was like, no. I was just a hijabi in the campaign. So yeah, it was crazy, like literally instantly. That's you know how media is. Within the first like 24 hours, that's when the news breaks out. But I'm still surprised that I'm talking about it even today because it's still something that it's like a movement now. Yeah, it's just so amazing because you would have thought, oh, it's just a one-off thing and that's it, and then you'll never get another job like that again, right? Yeah. It was a struggle. People think it was like after that, like I met management and I got signed to a modeling agency and then happily ever after. No way. Like. The industry didn't know what to do with me. I didn't know what to do with me. I didn't have a team because again, I just graduated from uni. That was not my plan. So I had to learn everything on the job, and that was really hard because when you've been like dropped in the middle of the ocean and then just abandoned, like it's harder than someone who's working their way up and they have a plan and a strategy and they know what to expect when they get there, and there's longevity now. Whereas for me, I went from 0 to 100. And then it was like I've now got to work backwards instead of forwards. And that was
like I didn't sign up for this.
It was like an ego shock as well. Imagine like I'm thinking, oh, Gucci's gonna email at some point, you know what I'm saying? They're down to me. So when I realised for like 6 months, I had a lot of press, a lot of interviews, a lot of talks. There was a lot of attention, but then where was the jobs? Where was the money? And that's when I was like, hold on, I feel like I'm being used. It's just like, let's just get her as a spokeswoman for anything to do with being Muslim. And then I had to learn how to brand myself. It was really, really tough the first 6 months. Thank God I had like good friends around me that were in the industry that just but again, no one knew. It never existed. There was no such thing. There was no like prototype for me to follow. There's no formula. So it was like everything kind of you just had to learn on the job.
Well, you seem to be doing a great job so far, so Ramla, tell us a bit about Backchat because we don't see you on Backchat anymore. What's happening with that?
Well, do you know what, the whole thing with Backchat, I've always known that I was going to be some sort of like I wanted to do acting. I'd done performing arts in school, I've done performing arts in college, like I knew what I wanted to do. But the thing was, I was at uni and I was in my last year, so I didn't really like, it wasn't on my mind to jump on YouTube or anything like that. I had my good 100 followers on Instagram and Snapchat. I was good. And then one of my friends was like, oh, come with me, let's go out for dinner. I was like, okay, cool. And then we ran into someone in the back chat production team, and then they was like, yo, like you should, would you mind? And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. But this was like this was late 2016. So I was like, cool, whatever it is, what it is, like, alright, cool. Yeah. I didn't think that it would turn into such a, and plus I remember I was gonna quit. My brother passed away. I was like, you know what? This is not for me. Like I'm over it. But by then, the season, I think it was the tester shoot. Something came out. Yo, I said this life. I don't know if it's for me anymore. I'm not gonna lie, because I was getting so much. And the thing is, I never used to wear hijab in school or college. But then when they saw me, I done it based out of I wanted to do it. Does that make sense? Like no one made me do it. I wanted to do it. And then Backchat came out, and I was alright, cool. It is what it is, and I don't feel any type of way about it. And then it blew up, and then now I'm getting people messaging me and people hating and hate comments and like death threats, and I'm just like, yo, this lifestyle is a bit mad, because you don't see that.
Why do you think that you was getting all of that hate?
Do you know what? It's because I was a minority in a room full of everyone's the same. Does that make sense? So everyone's from the same culture, has the same background, but I was literally stuck out like a sore bum. And I didn't necessarily have a problem with that, because I've got a big mouth anyway. I can hold my own. I don't really care. But I felt like, even though I'm saying that I got a lot of hate, I did get a lot of love as well from everyone, not just from like a certain community. It was from everyone. And I just feel like I'm not gonna say I influence people, because I don't, but I feel like people are more open to people like us speaking their mind, and especially when you're a woman or you're a girl, it's very you're silent. And then when you open your mouth, you're like, bro, like, it's mad. Do you know what I mean? You're not supposed to. But that's how it came about. But I'm just a little girl from kind of town.
Well, to be honest, like I don't really watch Backchat. I've never watched it. I've only seen like little previews and stuff. But I saw a snippet of you speaking about religion and stuff like that. And for me, that's what stood out. And I was just like, oh my God, like it's something that people don't usually speak about. They don't feel comfortable to talk about. And I think he was saying something about, if you get married to a guy, you don't care what race he is, as long as he has the same religion as you. I share the same value. And I just feel like, how can people attack you about that? You wasn't being racist, you wasn't being in any way disrespectful.
Do you know what it is? I feel like,
hold on, wait, they attacked you for saying
on the show. Basically, everyone. Basically, what happened was, the episode was about does race and religion play a part in a relationship or a marriage? And they obviously, I felt like they directed it at me anyway, so I was given the question. I didn't know the question, so they gave me the question. I read it out and I was like, okay, cool, I might as well start off. And I just said simply, when it comes to my religion, I do not play games. If you are not Muslim, there's no marriage, it's void. It doesn't matter if he is Muslim prior and he leaves the religion. It is what it is. Regardless of love, I love God more. I left it as that. Yo! People stop. How can you say that? You don't believe in love? I said, huh?
Oh, so people were upset more at the fact that you would marry, like, that you were just specific about marrying a Muslim only. How dare you get
I don't understand. It's like, it's really not, it's not hard to understand. It's like, this is my religion. It's not race.
It's
not race. If you said race, I would say, okay, you never know,
And people have preference all the time. I need the tall guy, I need this guy, I need this guy, and people never attack them about that. But then as soon as it's something you actually care about, something that's really important to you. And I didn't like the way that people in the cast were kind of like challenging you, like to kind of question your faith.
Someone was like,
that.
oh, you know, you're only dating someone, you're gonna leave or get divorced because you guys went to the same mosque. I was thinking, there's 1.8 Muslims, 1.8 billion Muslims in the world, and you think they all go to the same mosque?
Well, clearly it's just ignorant.
You're so ignorant, like
you're not educated about something.
I genuinely know, like I know, it might not be exactly what you, but I just learned to respect and, you know, keep it as that.
And it's quite,
but
some things are quite
when it comes to us, we're like hounded and like we're like barked at.
Yeah.
Why do you care what I believe in, bro? Move on.
It's crazy, to be honest. Like I really admire the way that you stood your ground and you stayed about, like, you stuck to
I don't really care. I didn't even try to
Yeah.
stick my ground. I don't care what you say.
Exactly. Like you had every right to say what you said. It's your opinion. You know, it's what you believe, and there was nothing wrong with that.
That made me the highest viewed back to our cast member. Like I'm higher than certain people. Like legit, people say like they will check the statistics and they will always make me the thumbnail.
Yeah. Like you said, there's 1.8 billion Muslims.
Yeah. They'll make me
We don't breed.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you guys about the topic of today's episode, and it's about the hijab and how you feel like if the hijab hinders your opportunities and if it stops you from getting work and stuff like that, not only in the industry but like how you feel in general about women that wear the hijab. Do you feel like they're less likely to get a job than other ladies and stuff like that, just from your own experience? Like, how would you say, Maria?
In terms of career and hijab, definitely there is like I think for an ordinary day job, I don't think, living in London especially, I don't know about outside London, but living in London, I think it's very unlikely you wouldn't get a job because you wear a hijab. Just we're so diverse now. Like there's more minorities in London than there is there is white people. So it's you know what I mean. But in terms of like entertainment and this kind of industry, the one that I'm in, there is definitely a caliber of woman or man they're looking for different roles, and if you don't fit that caliber, then you have to bend over and, you know, like exactly what you wouldn't do, like change yourself to fit in, and it's very hard to break that mold if you're not willing to obviously like bend your rules. So it's just about finding that loophole and having, you know, your own kind of space and not trying to fit in with anyone. And there's so many people like us, so it's not a small little niche handful of people. And for me, I've definitely experienced personal. There was something I was talking about earlier. There was a little media about just I'm not gonna name of it. Just a particular brand who didn't want to do a collaboration with me on a product because they felt that me on the packaging would limit their audience, as they said, and not be marketable to the mass. So it's like saying to a black girl, oh, you're only going to attract black girls. It's like, how can you get away with, you wouldn't be able to get away with saying that, but you're allowed to get away with saying that about me wearing a hijab. And that's when I realized, why does it have to be a hijabi girl? Like, what happens if you just need a girl?
Why can't she just be a girl that happened
to wear a hijab? Exactly. And it's like we're so backwards still. People still just can't see like the fact that I am first and foremost a woman, and then I'm just a woman who chooses to dress more modestly.
Exactly.
That's the big issue that I'm tackling now, where people still don't get it. Oh yeah, maybe like presenting. If you wore a hijab, oh she's a hijabi presenter. If we have any Muslim events, we'll get why. Can you not talk to a rapper or an actress with a hijab? Are you not allowed? Like, you know what I mean?
It becomes like you're representing a certain audience, and you feel more under pressure now because you feel like you always need to act a certain way and do everything correctly because like you're going to be letting down a whole society.
That was exactly my issue on BK Chat. Like when the whole news broke out on Twitter, I was like trending for like 7 hours. Only because people like, oh my god, she's going to disgrace us, she's going to embarrass us, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. Only because I was a hijabi, and I kind of understand because season 1 had a lot of mad topics. Do you know what I mean? So they couldn't get out of that mental state. Like this is what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Representing a Muslim woman with the hijab. So
I didn't want to go. I knew that I'm not trying to represent, but then I was getting all this like hate and stuff, and I was thinking, well, like I actually need to pattern up because I can't do a madness. Do you know what I mean? But then when I actually came on, I was just myself. People are like, okay, cool, like.
Yeah,
she's like any other Somali girl, like she's like any other Muslim girl, we're not that, we're just so calm, like, I don't understand.
Why would you say you stopped wearing the hijab? Because obviously you're not wearing it.
I didn't necessarily stop. I've always battled with it, and it's not something that I would love to wear the hijab, and it's not something that I would say, take it off. No way, because I'm trying to put it on. Does that make sense?
Yes,
so is one of my battles. Everybody has their own personal battles, and it doesn't discredit them in any shape, way or form, because you can be dressed a certain way and then act different. Just because you're dressed a certain way doesn't mean you are a certain way. Does that make sense? Except if you're Mariah. But but for me, it's just been something that I got caught with the whole. I blew up in a certain emotional part of my life. So when I was going through that emotional time, I wanted to do it for myself. Does that make sense? So inshallah, one day I'll go back to hijab, hopefully more sooner than later. But right now,
so there's no one reason like why.
There's not a. I will wear hijab tomorrow. I don't like. It's not something that like. I don't really care what people think.
Yeah, because people like you can't just wear it and you want to wear it.
But do you know what? That annoys me as well, because like even me sometimes I'm there. The hijab, obviously, it's black and white. The way you're supposed to wear it, the conditions, who you're supposed to not wear it in front of. You know what I mean? And to some degrees, I admit like I'm maybe a little bit more flexible than others. Like in front of my.
I like that flexible.
Like there's levels of strictness, and maybe I don't adopt the most strictest level of hijab. But even if I wear it, I wouldn't judge someone who wears it on and off, because it's like. It is very unlikely you can wake up one day and just wear hijab, head to toe, and never take it off, and that's it. And it's like it's a journey.
And it's a struggle. It is. I'm not gonna say all, but most times, as someone that's in a hijab, she really does want to leave her hair up, but she's doing it for the sake of God. If that makes sense. She's not doing it for herself. I think we need
to focus more on our character. Because I meet women who don't wear hijab, and their character, their manners, the way that they carry themselves is way more modest than other.
That's what my mom says.
So it's like. That's when I think the issue is. That's when I think people are victims to being targeted. Wearing a hijab and then screaming on the road,
doing the most.
You know what I mean? Like, just not having that, or fighting or something. And it's like that's when you become. You're allowing that. That negativity.
Of course, and just like not representing in the correct way and disrespecting the religion.
A
whole bunch of people.
It's
really funny that you guys like were you saying about the struggle and stuff, because like. I used to wear a hijab as well when I was quite young. I used to wear it when I was like 12 or 13. My dad actually forced me to wear a hijab when I was quite young, and he was like, if you don't wear a hijab, I'm not going to let you go to school anymore. And I was just like, but I love school. And it was like summer holidays. I just finished year 7. And it was like the summer holidays. So he was like, if you want to go back to school in year 8, you kind of have to wear a hijab. So I was like, I was young and scared and whatever, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I wore a hijab, and I wore it up until I left school, like sixth form, and then I was about to start uni. And I was just like, the whole time I was wearing it, I was like trying to battle. I was battling with the whole idea of I've always wanted to do this, but just not right now. And I never felt like I was ready. The whole time I was wearing it, I never felt like I was ready. And then when I was about to start uni, I felt like it was a new stage of my life, and I felt like I was getting to that age where I was becoming an adult now, and I need to kind of like think for myself and make my own decisions. So I kind of sat my parents down, and I was like, look, I kind of don't want to wear this anymore.
I didn't know you wore it for that long.
Yeah, I wore it for that long. Like, it became a part of me as well, because when I took it off, it was so, like, first day I walked out my house without it on, and the wind hit my head, and I was just like, oh my god, I feel naked. Literally, I felt so weird, but it was something that I just didn't want to do it, because I felt like I was lying to God and lying to myself the whole time. And I've always been a very religious person. I've always felt like, religion is like the forefront of my life, and I definitely do want to wear it when I'm older, maybe hopefully if I get married or something like that. That's when I'm aiming to. I understand what Ramla was saying about the whole it's a struggle when you feel like you took it off but you want to wear it but you don't.
Don't get me wrong, I don't feel oppressed wearing it, and I don't feel oppressed not wearing it.
No,
I just
didn't
feel like
ready.
if that door's meant to open for me, it'll open for me. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. But to be fair about the whole like it limiting your opportunities and stuff, I definitely think that me being a presenter and like being in the industry and doing everything that I've accomplished recently, I don't know if I would have been able to do that with a hijab on.
Because they pigeonhole you, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is not your personality, your talent will still be the same, but the outside world, unless you're a Muslim yourself and you've grown up with Muslims and you just know they're just Muslim people, they pigeonhole you and they think that you're only marketable to one particular space.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? They just box you up.
It's really weird because like I feel like recently with like the whole new trend of hijabis being a cool thing, and there's all these YouTubers and bloggers doing like hijab modeling and modest wears and stuff, all this kind of stuff that's going on at the moment. I feel like there's, now that you guys have a whole circle of that, I think it's great that that exists now. So like even though other industries won't really accept it, you still have your bit where it'll be like,
more times we don't even want to be part of that circle.
But that's the thing, we have our bit, but then for me,
it's very limited.
I grew up with non-Muslims. I did grow up with Muslims as well, but like, I wasn't in that kind of setting. My dad's family are not practicing. I'm the only one who wears a hijab. Me and my mum, that's it, in my whole family. So for me, sometimes it's difficult when people think, oh, you've got your space, but it's like, I didn't grow up in that space at all. I grew up in I grew up with Jamaicans. From Northwest London. Like, that's what I'm familiar with. So then, for me, to be put in like a box with people that, they might look like me, but then culturally, we're very different. So it's very hard for me to then be like, that's your space, you can do it. I can't relate to them. And it's like, even me, I don't think sometimes, only now, things are changing, but I think initially when I first started as well, I don't think a lot of them could relate to me either. It's like I wasn't wearing like pretty dresses and, you know what I mean?
I was actually going to ask you about that as well. Like, I know you hang out with a lot of like people from the industry, like a lot of people that you've obviously grown up with, they're your friends, like people from what they would call like urban culture. Do you feel like that makes the Muslim society, or like whatever you want to call it, like your audience, feel like, oh, she's a bit of a rebel, or she's like a bit different?
I get this, it's so funny because I like sometimes like if there's something trending or whatever, I get a phone call from like different radio stations just for my comment or my opinion on especially if it's relevant around Muslims. And whenever I get called, it's because they want a feisty. I'm like, I don't think I'm feisty. But
no, you don't.
I'm not feisty.
Listen, you got a bit of fire, but we'll talk about that.
But like, I'm supposedly the feisty one in my space, and in my mind, I'm pretty chill. But because maybe let me be careful what I'm saying.
Hot water.
Do you know, because maybe the whole urban, they can see that the people I hang around with, all that stuff, they just put me in that box and describe me as feisty. But if I didn't wear a hijab, I wouldn't be feisty. I would be like everyone else.
It's like as a Muslim woman.
For a Muslim woman,
for a Muslim woman, because they used to them being quiet and goody two shoes and not chilling with like anybody that might be questionable.
Do you know what? I even got told by certain friends, like, I'm not naming it, who were just cut down on having too many pictures of like black guys or black guys around you. Just because it might not look good for your image and your audience might have a problem. I'm like, so only black men. I can take pictures of Pakistani guys, Arab, fine, white guy, but specifically that. And even all your girlfriends black. So no, I've got a wide variety of friends. They're like, okay, just
you need to show them hijabi friends, Arab friends.
So basically, you make them up. So for me, it's very difficult because
it's almost like they don't want you to be yourself.
They don't want me to be myself. They want me to appeal to the larger Middle East whatever market. And the thing is, I do anyway because it's still part of I'm not a Middle Eastern. That in itself just throws everyone off. It's really weird because it's like, especially growing up in the UK and then being from another country, you feel like, okay, I feel like I relate to Londoners, but then I feel like I relate to
my people back home.
I relate to
but then it's weird because you feel like your people back home might not relate to you as much because
that's what it is. They're
the
more
way
worried about
live.
people back home relating to me.
That's a problem I've always had as well. Like I always feel like people back home will never understand the lifestyle that I live just because I'm born here, I grew up here, but then I represent a whole.
It's hard because it's like we don't fit in anywhere, but I fit in everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. But nobody wants to claim you. But nobody wants to claim you.
No one wants. Listen, let me say this out. Honestly, guys, in terms of business, it is very difficult. It is much easier for you to be like one particular race or fit one demographic because then they immediately can box you. And that's it. Like that's your audience. That's what we know. Who your following is going to be. All of that stuff. Whereas when you're ambiguous, like me, I'm racially ambiguous, and you too. When you're that kind of in between, it's like you fit in everywhere, but then no one wants to claim you as theirs, and that's the hardest thing to do because it takes so much longer to just.
It's weird. Even when I go back home, I don't feel like it's home. It's weird. Like even my own family, they talk to me like, oh yeah, you're the London girl, the London. I'm just like,
so you're the London girl. When you're here, you're the Arab girl.
Exactly. It's just like, where do I actually fit in? It's really weird, but oh well. So would you say that if you wasn't like known as the first hijabi model that you wouldn't have got as far as you did? So would you feel like in a way, even though you feel limited in certain aspects, do you not feel like it opened a lot of doors for you as well at the same time?
Definitely. Like I appreciate everything H&M, despite all the stuff that's been going on. I do appreciate what and what I did with it, because even if I like I said, I wanted to get into film, but I was going down obviously the conventional route. Now of course there's a little bit of an advantage because I've built like a platform for myself and a network, most importantly, to be able to have people in that space. So it has helped, of course.
Cool. And Ramla, do you feel like since you've taken the hijab off, do you feel like things are becoming more easier for you? You're getting more opportunities, or do you think it's still the same?
Not really, because I feel like I came from as Mariah came from H&M and she was a model. I came from speaking my mind and just happened to be a hijabi. Do you know what I mean? So even before people approach me, I feel like they already know what I'm about, regardless of what I look like. They know that you can't put me in certain situations. You can't talk to me about certain things. I am open-minded, don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things where I feel like, especially in the industry nowadays, as Mariah was saying, that we can't be hijabis or not, like, you know, when you're not a hijabi, like me myself right now, I don't personally feel like I'm getting more opportunities than when I was. Only because I felt like the whole hijabi community didn't accept me, and I felt like the urban people like proper urban people didn't accept me either.
Would you say that nowadays it's easier to break through as a hijabi?
I feel like being a hijabi has become, I wouldn't say all the way universal or mainstream, but obviously people like people like Halima Adam, people are trying to break that stereotype. But then I feel like when it comes to like influencers and online and social media, it's much easier to become blow or become someone off of that based on the way you look, the way you do your makeup, the way you do your eyeliner, the way you. But more times there's no authenticity. You're just doing what every other person is doing. Just because you have a hijab on your head, you appeal to a certain kind of. Does that make sense?
I feel like a lot of people might be like playing on the whole hijab thing a bit now as well, like using it to.
When it comes to
get a certain audience.
I feel like it now people have tapped into that. People have noticed like cool, like people don't generally wear hijab. Like they're not even Muslim and they'll put on a head wrap and they'll get 1 million views.
Don't you feel like even like recently like a lot of places like Nike and stuff are like using hijab? Hijab brand and hijab this. Everyone's like everyone's buying off it. Like
there's a gap in the market. There's like really big gap.
I recently watched the documentary. I can't remember what it was called, but they were talking about like it was like attracting Muslim money, and it was like how
the
now
Muslim pound.
Yes, I was in it. Yes, he was. He was. I remember. Yes, he was. Don't you feel? Yes, he was. Oh my god. Yeah, and they were talking about like
it's all business.
It's business, yeah. Like how they know that like Muslims and Arabs, Asians, whatever, they've got lots of money and they want to like get that money because normally like Muslim people go and buy Muslim clothing from like independent shops or from back home or whatever. Now they want to be a part of that and they want to make money off it.
The biggest
and it's like just slap on like Mariah Idrissi on the campaign. It's gonna bring all the Muslims to the shop. You know what I mean? Don't you feel like
it's
that?
Don't you feel like it's like makeup? You know when you see a makeup advert and you see a white girl with foundation on, but then they say we have a wide range of foundation colours, but it can't be the black girl or a hijabi girl showing a wide range of foundation. Does that make sense?
Only in a group shot.
Yeah, only
if it's a standalone.
Nah, that won't ever happen. But if there's a collective, is more. It's like it's easier pill to swallow.
Yeah, that's what she was saying earlier.
But then they want to tap into our money.
Yeah, you have to like.
Yeah, because it'll be like you're just representing a certain.
Yeah, because exactly what happened. They feel like it's still the old school mentality where white represents all and everyone else represents their culture and people, and that's like it's messed up. And I think they are definitely capitalizing on our market because we spend a lot of money. At the same time, I'm cool with it as long as they work with us. And it's not because we want to be brought in. No, it's because if you don't work with us, you do it wrong, and we've seen it happen a lot of times.
Definitely, when you try to make something that's not yours, your own.
Yeah, and then you end up messing up, and then we're sensitive about obviously our faith, and then there's backlash, and then it's like why continue that cycle? Why not just work with people that are experts in their field and do it properly once and for all? The same way if I was gonna go to China and I wanted to create something, I'm not Chinese. I'm gonna work with someone from that country who understands what it is that I'm trying to produce, and that's where I think things are going wrong, that people want to just do it themselves, they don't want to collaborate, keep it all in-house, and it's like, then you mess up.
A middle-aged white woman knows a lot about the Middle East, innit?
And even if you live there, even if you think, it's
these don't move to Spain, they don't know Spanish. I don't understand. You don't like taking over Benidorm. You don't know anything about Spain, bro.
Yeah, you need to learn. It's not just about knowing what current state. You need to learn the history.
Yeah, you need to genuinely want to know.
Yeah.
Like
be a part of it.
Be a part of it. Be involved. Get to know people. Like even the Jerome. What's his name? The Twitter guy. The French guy. What's his name? Something Jerome.
I'm bad on Twitter.
Jerome. I think his name is He went to Somalia, right? He went to Somalia and he spent like I think over like 8 months there, and he genuinely got to know the culture and the people, and went to the refugee camps and everything. Like he genuinely went in the deep end. He got a lot of praise from that, not only from the media and all of that, but from us. We actually were like, do you know what? You're us now, you're part of us, because you've taken the time out of your life and your comfortable life to come to a war zone pretty much, risk your life, and just because you genuinely want to know and help. Does that make sense? So if you go out of your way and show genuine appreciation
not just
for what you're trying to get, you know what I mean? We will take you with open arms. Don't try say, okay, I'm gonna take some of this and take some of that, take some of this, and then let me just put it all together and see what happens. Because we're
shades.
do you know what I mean? You can't do that. But if you show genuine appreciation, we'll accept you. It is what it is. Like we're not gonna say, oh no, just because you're white, we don't want you involved. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But
Okay, well ladies, it was really nice speaking to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys being here. Honestly, it's been a pleasure, and you should be so much.
No one's gonna
no, you know what, like honestly, you've been very honest with me today and you've given your honest opinion, and I really appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. And I wish you both all the best, and hopefully we'll see you in some films, maybe.
We're filming right now.
Oh yeah? You want to talk about that? You want to spill the tea?
It'll be out September times. I'll send you guys. We'll have like a screening. It's called Shash. And Shash is basically a piece of cloth, as when you're Somali and you get married, it's like your invitation to like the wife community. So now you've become a wife, become a woman. So you can only wear that piece of cloth on your head when you're married. But then there's a lot of taboos in the Somali community that's not really spoken about, like domestic violence and like rape and stuff like that. But it's really done in such an effortless way. Yeah, I play the lead.
Ooh.
And it's directed by my really, really good friend Aisha. Yeah, so we're kind of, it's like we have a lot of women.
Oh wow, when is that going to come out?
Hopefully September times,
Okay.
mid-September times. But yeah, we'll have a screening invite.
Girl, really?
Very vulnerable, okay?
I'm ready. And Maria, anything new coming up?
Yeah, so I'm working on a couple documentaries right now, and thanks so much.
You can't talk about it. Just a little hint.
Keep watching.
Yeah. Just keep watching. Yeah.
All right. Well, all the best, guys. Seriously,
you.
I hope it all goes well. And once again, thanks for coming on the show.
Ladies first. Thank you.